Hello, in today's video, we can show you how we load some data from SAP BW to business planning and consolidation. In the real scenario, we normally store the actual data in SAP BW and the planning data in the business planning and consolidation, namely the BPC. So the first step is that we need to locate which queue in SAP BW stores actual data and which model in BPC stores the planning data. All right, as you can see my screen, the models we're going to use is the budget planning model. It contains a few dimensions, and so for the budget model does not contain any data. All right, and then we go to the SAP BW backend, and the cube we can use is this actual cube. It contains some actual data. If I go to the display data, we're going to see some data. Choose the calculation. I select all, all the data. So this is the sample data I loaded from the sources to the SAP BW. PC. Something I want to show you is that the category is actual because this is actual data, right? So now if I go to the BPC webpage, I go to the home. So I need to open up Office, add in Office. I choose the budget. So this is the model we're going to use. All right. So I can open a report created based on the model budget. Open report and open server root folder. This is my report. This report was created by me before. And we can, as I said before, this budget model does not contain any data so far. Even for some planning data, it contains no data. But why there is some data, it's 5 and 15 because this is history data. We can go to refresh and this figure should be gone. Right? So there's no data. We can double check. We can go to the background. So this is a cube. This is the budget cube, which is corresponding to the budget model created in the BPC webpage. And if we go to display data, the system should display no data because we don't enter any data so far. No data. So that's input you maybe just some planning data, all right? Because we have the budget, planning data is under the category budget, right? So we just put like 10, 5 for KPI 1, for KPI 5, because we have some routine, we don't need input for KPI 5. Normally it's 3 times of KPI 1, okay? Then just save data, save and refresh worksheet data. So we see this data saved successfully, right? And if we go back to this queue, now we see 2 records, all right? It's 5 and 15. Okay, this is the BPC cube responding to the budget model, all right? Now what's going to do is that we have to run a package to load the BW data to this BPC data. This is the BW data queue, and we're going to load these 8 records to the budget model, right? So in order to do that, we have to go to the data manager, and we go to this run package, all right? Then we go to this data management. See here, there's a load transaction data from BW info provider UI. We're going to use this process chain. You can see this is a process corresponding to this transaction. All right. Make sure this process chain existing in the system. Otherwise, your loading will be failed. Okay, you can simply click run. Then choose the source info provider in BW you want to load from this provider to our budget planning queue. All right. In our case, we just choose this actual. Okay, I click OK. There's some selections you're gonna load, and actually I have saved some selection. I can just load my selection directly, right? Then I click OK. I go to next step. Here I need to choose the transformation file because in order to map the source BW info provider to the target budget planning cube in BPC, you have to create transformation file. And I have created it before. Okay, we can have a quick preview. So here is the sample of the transformation file I created. So the point here is that you have to map your dimensions in your BPC model to the info objects in the SAP BW cube. This is just a very simple mapping. And I also do some very simple conversion because for time format, because in BW we have the format which is different than the format in the BPC, right? So in order to match the different format of the time, I use this conversion file. Okay, I can open it for. I have stored it here, so you can open it, right? So then go to the next. See, here is some behavior or some ways you want to load data from BW to the BPC, right? You have append, you have override, or you have replace. In our case, we're going to use override record with the match case. Okay. Select whether to run default logic for store value after importing. I choose no because this is only for the actual data. I want to have the exact same data as BW because we don't want to do any manipulation for the actual data. All right, so I choose no. And whether check the work status, I choose yes and go to next. And here I need to run it or not. Okay, I just click finish. Say the request to run the package on the server was successful. So the package is now running. So we can click the view status to see. Here we see the status, right? It's succeeded. We can click the detail to see how many records has been loaded to the target budget model. All right. So you can see it's the record, 8 record has been loaded to our budget planning model. We can verify this either by go back to the SAP BW backend for the planning cube, or we can go to the reports. Okay, so I close this, and first I go to the backend, the planning cube. Remember, this is the planning cube. So far, we only have entered 2 budget data. This is planning. We show here also, right? It's 5 and 15 under the category budget. So, but now we have loaded 8 records as actual data from BW. So here, if we run it again, we should have 10 records. So here, we have 10 records. And so the difference here is we have 8 records with actual as value for the category. So that means these 8 records were actually loaded from BW, right? We can also check in this report. So here what we can do is here we can refresh. See, we have the actual data. So if we compare with the BW backend, we should have KPI 1 for January. Actual should be 10 and KPI 5 is 20. All right, let's go back. see here, it's 20 for KPI 5 and it's 10 for KPI 1. All right. You can ignore the minus because this is some backend setting actually. So anyway, this is just a quick demo for how to load data from the SAP BW to the BPC. All right. And the last thing I want to show you is some transformation file. Here you have the ability to manage your transformation file. For example, this is my transformation file. It's very simple. It's just a direct mapping, and a conversion file is also, you can choose manage a conversion file. Here you can see very simple. I just from this time format to this time format, because this internal time format can be recognized by the BPC, right? So, by doing this, we just load data from from SAP BW to SAP BPC successfully. Okay, thanks for watching.